Hey Leo, this is Alex. I'm here to bring you your weekly love reading. Hope you guys are all doing well and taking care of yourselves. Just to let you guys know, I am here live every Thursday night between 7 and 9 p.m. Eastern Time for a $5 live Q&A. So if you are subscribe to my channel, then anytime I go live, you will receive notification. So maybe if you're not interested in a full-blown personal reading, you just want to ask a question or two, please join me on Thursday nights. All right, let's see what God, angels, and universe has in store for you, Leo. I want to cut your cards, but they're like, no. And I see why, because you got that beautiful chariot sitting there. This one is, ooh. Yes, Leo. Channeling. You're starting to feel like things are finally going your way. This guy here makes me nervous, though. That Page of Wands makes me nervous in your particular situation, Leo. Simply because this is the beginning of some passionate affair, right? But the page eventually winds up being a king. And y'all know the King of Wands is an everyday complete asshole, right? So it's almost like, okay, everything is going good. I've chilled out. I've taken some time to myself. I put myself in timeout. Now I'm kind of ready to come out of timeout. But when I come out of timeout, I need to kind of pace myself, right? Get me a nice little momentum going before, excuse me, not before, but get me a nice little momentum going so I don't mess anything up. So I don't muck up my situation, right? You will be or are or have expressed your feelings to someone. I feel like you got positive results when you did. Somebody finally might have committed to you, right? Might have said, okay, yeah, I want you to be my girl, or I want you to be my boyfriend. I feel like this is something that was hard won, but it took so freaking long. It was a 10 wand. It took the whole world. I was just explaining in another video. The 10 is the end or the completion of the minor arcana. Anything after the 10 are court cards, okay? So they kind of punctuate an experience, okay? But the 0 through 10 or the 1 through 10, right? 10 is completion, right? So this was a hard won experience, but I feel like maybe for some of you, you finally got what it is that you wanted, right? I felt like it came at a price, right? The 10 of Wands here, but I kind of felt, especially with the swords here in the double position, I feel like to an extent, you had to stop yourself or cut yourself off from doing something. Like I said, you guys might have put your own selves in timeout, right? Because the 4 of Swords is especially that card that's like, look, I need a minute, right? I had too much going on. I was hurt by these 3 of Swords. Let me take this sword of truth, sit back, right? Meditate on some things, think about some things, right? I may have to go MIA for a minute, right? I feel like for some of you, either you cut everybody off or somebody cut you off, Leo, right? And with that being cut off, you wound up in this position where you should have been off to the side by yourself thinking about some things. Now, I had a change of heart. I realized maybe what my immaturity or my, young way of thinking, maybe wanting things to go my way, how I want them to be. I'm realizing that about myself from this thinking, from this time out. And it's almost like, okay, I realize that there's some things that I really need to change about myself. Okay? So it's like, okay, yeah, I got it. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Moses. Now, where do we go from here? How do we move on? How do we proceed? Leo, this gets you in trouble all the time. 100% of the time. 100 and a million% of the time, this is going to get you in trouble, right? Because it's almost like you, this is so funny. Angels just said, you always feel like you got someplace to be or you got someplace to go. And you run yourself down, you run yourself down, and you run your person down to get, to a point of, it's almost like less significance or no significance. So it's almost like you're always the starting line in a race waiting for that gun to go off. And we're like, who does she know or does he know that ain't nobody else running against him? You're always trying to win a race that nobody's running but you. Okay, I think I drilled that point home. So I'm going to leave it right there as far as that point, right? Now, if you see at the beginning, right, this is emotions. This is outside emotional influences. So to an extent, maybe some of you are, what I'm hearing is jading outside influences. So something could be very minor, very minor, very clear as day, very simple, very innocent. But once your emotions kind of get a hold of it, then for some reason you kind of distort it, right? You kind of get into your feelings, and then to an extent, you may start to misinterpret, and that could be the reason why, again, you put yourself in timeout. Basically, you get in your feelings, right? And then you start wielding around this sort of truth, which is, by the way, only your truth, Leo. By the way, it's still the truth, but it's just yours, right? You start wielding this around, and then things kind of go awry. But angels are saying to me, no, get back to the original narrative, which is, I kind of feel like for a lot of you, you could have had a heart-to-heart conversation. And from that heart-to-heart conversation, somebody really revealed to you how they feel about you, right? The Queens in the tarot is not her love going out, but it's the love that people have for her. The Queens in the tarot are the love that they have for the Queen. So if this is you, Leo, I feel like somebody has gotten real honest and real truthful about the love that they have for you. And especially they told that truth to you. I cannot say the word truth, but it's almost like they finally revealed that to you, and it just made you a purring kitty. It made you a purring kitty. This is commitment, and again, that's your tribe. So you could finally feel loved. I'm just saying, I don't know all y'all. You could finally, after all this freaking time, feel loved. You got another ace on the table, right? The Ace of Pentacles, but it killed you to get here, right? You tried, you wanted to give up, but you hung in there, right? But also what I'm getting as well is your baggage and your burdens. You gotta get rid of them. They're gonna stunt your growth. All of the new opportunity, now that this is here, now that this is on the table, if you don't get rid of this baggage, right, it's going to lead you right back into this situation again where you have to put yourself in timeout. Or maybe you put your person in timeout. I don't know. But in order to receive this golden coin, the Ace of Pentacles, you got to drop and you got to let go of that baggage. Now, I hear some of you saying, well, Alex, what baggage are you talking about? Well, whatever put you to fucking time, whatever put you in timeout, right? Maybe you could be getting inside of your head too much, right? Maybe you be sword wielding. You just walking around with an attitude all the time, just wanting to wave your sword. This Queen of Swords, she's very freaking smart, okay? She doesn't wield that sword unless she has to, okay? But is that you, Leo? Are you using the sword only when necessary, or are you kind of being abusive and using it maybe when you don't get any kind of activity or any kind of response from your person? Angels just said, aha, you've just uncovered some truth for them. Because for a lot of you, maybe the reason why you had to put yourself in timeout is because you constantly get triggered with the no response. So if you're sending a message and the person doesn't respond back to you, then you get triggered. You start wielding your sword around, and then boom, you got to put yourself in timeout. You done cut them low, so now they got to go and sit in timeout. Like, after you've been done doing whatever the Queen of Swords is doing, now after that, everybody's so burnt out. It's like, look, I can't. I ain't got no more energy to do anything but just go chill. I'm like worn out. I'm burnt out. I'm just saying, Leo. Okay? And with the Page of Wands and then also the Death card, that's a new beginning. That's turning over the new leaf. That's doing a complete 180. You know what? I realized what I've been doing to myself in this situation. I finally realized why we always get knocked off track. Right? I realized why we get knocked off track. It's because of me. Okay? This is also a promise going forward. And look at that. A promise going forward to say, you know what? I'm not going to do it anymore. I want to proceed. I want this to work. I want to move on. I'm not going to do this no more. Let me get my shit together, right? Get over what it is I need to get over. Act like a big girl. Put my big girl panties on and move forward positively. Anyway, Leo, if this does resonate, please give the video a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. I'm going to go and return that call right now. Love you guys. Bye.